Evening guys, Carl from the Two Traders. Hope you've all had a nice weekend. I'm basically going to run through a few charts tonight that I'm going to be looking at this week. Possibly a few others I will look at in the week as well, but for now I've got my eyes on GBPAUD, DAX, Nasdaq 100, EURAUD as well. So let's start by having a look at, let's go to British Pound, Australian Dollar. So that's one I sent out last week to keep an eye on as well. What I want to see with this market, first of all, I'm not confident on the pound pushing up totally just yet. So what I'd want to see is a break. Let's move this out of the way. A breakthrough here, and then a retest before pushing up. So it's something I'm going to keep an eye on. Because what we've seen here, down at these levels here, we've seen a nice rejection. We've got this sort of hammer here. I've got a moving average cross, slight one. So I think if we can break through here, then we'll see this fully cross, and we'll be looking good for a buy. So we've got this demand zone as well. This is the one that's held, and we've also got this trend line here as well that we have kind of rejected off. So we see that support rejected off. So it's just about seeing now whether or not we can break through here, just like we did on this one. It's the same kind of pattern that we're looking at here. Once we broke through, we went up quite nicely. So that is one market I will be looking at this week. Let's move down onto the 4 hour. Let's move back out quickly actually, just to show you. See, this is probably a bit oversold as well at the moment, so the signs are that it is going to push up. Let's move down to this 4 hourly chart here. So as you can see, at the moment we're not ready for the buy yet. So we've got these 3 candles and then this one as well. We've got these tails on here. So really what kind of pattern I'm looking for, we might see this pop back down, up and out, and then what we might see is, so if we get the next level marked on, so this is what I believe we're going to see, something like this. So let's have a little look and see what we get, if we can get this kind of action going on. So basically you'll use this trend line support here, placing your stop loss below, but also you've got this resistance trend line here coming down, so you're using both of them, and here we have our demand zone. So anywhere in here really is going to be pretty good. I'd probably go with a stop loss around about this level, offering a 2-to-1 risk to reward. This is a minimum that I'll be looking at. What I'd do, I'd place a trade, and I'd be looking, if you're looking at the 4 hourly, to place it on the 4 hourly, you'd be looking at this level first, and then possibly this level, and before moving back up. But like I say, it's a long way to go on this market. We've got to break out of here before we see anything else happen. Right, so moving on, let's have a look now at DAX. Oh, where are you? There we are. Okay, so I'll be looking on this market mainly for day trading, in and out in the day. So we've broken this trend line support here, so we're just sitting at the bottom. We might see it pop back up before going down. So it's strong. We've got a nice moving average crossover here as well now. signalling we're going to move down, and we did break above this supply zone here, but price just did want to come back below. So we had this one green candle here, but everything else was pushed below, and then we had this large push, tried to go back above, and then a big push down. I didn't actually trade any of that. It was too high. I wanted to see a bit more. Now I feel like I've seen what I want to see, so it's time to get involved. So we move down through the time frames. Let's go back out, go back out quick. So we've got this zone here that we might see price stall at. So it's something to keep an eye on. So really what you want to see here is maybe a push back up, touch this area, then we'll be looking to get in a trade, come down here. But I will be looking more on the 30 minutes for this kind of thing to happen. So really I want to see this price push up a bit, then we might see it just kind of go sideways before heading down to here. What I'd be looking at for my stop loss, so the target area for the trade would be around this area. For the stop loss, I would, let's pull that out again. Let's get rid of those. The stop loss, I'd look at placing above this trend line support. So if we go back into the 30 minutes, I'd be looking to get in a trade about there. Once it's come down a little bit, so we want to see this come back up, then back down, and that's going to offer quite a good risk to reward. You can see some nice moves on the DAX as well, so keep an eye on that one. It might not be set for tomorrow. We'll see. I do want to see that pull back. There's no point putting it on now because I do feel like we will stop in this zone. You can see price come down here and rejected straight up. Obviously we had that trend line support and the previous zone, so there, and where price has dipped into it here as well, where it's come down sharply and rejected. So we could see that reject there. So what we want to do, we want to see it come back up before dropping down on that one. Right, let's move on to DAC 100. There we go. First of all, let's go out to the daily. This is what I do all the time. Out to the daily. So when I'm looking at this chart, the main thing I'm seeing here, we've got this trend line resistance, but also I've got the moving average crossover. We've failed to break and hold really above this high. We can probably go out to the weekly and have a look on that and see how well that's held. It didn't really break out too much, and this huge red candle here, that's a telltale sign. It's covered 1, 2, 3, 4 of those candles there. It's a big sign that this market now, just like this one, just if we look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 big candle down here, and then what happens when market drops. So it's a similar situation we've got. So if we have a look on the daily, we can see the next stopping place as such is going to be one touch there, possibly one here, there. Already got that marked on there. Possibly there as well. What do I want to see happen to this? I think this market, you might not even see this one come back up, but you could. So if you're looking for a swing trade, I think your stop loss is going to be safe above this support and above that high. So if you've done that, and then you aimed, if you first have aimed for around about this level, 1.22 risk to reward, but ideally, like we've seen in these cases, we've come down to this level. So if we look down to that level, that's more ideal, a better risk to reward as well on that. And we can have a look on the 4 hourly. So first things first, I can see there's been a breakout from that trend line. So this one's entirely up to you guys. You can either get in if you think the market's looking good, or look and wait for it to maybe pop back up. I'm not sure that this one will pop back up. If it does, it might not go all the way, so I'm getting there. I'll be looking mainly afternoons on this one, and 30 minute chart, and I'd be placing my stop loss anywhere around that area there, and like I say, heading towards that zone. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly candles on this one. So we've got a nice big push down, push up, and then this big push down was a nice sign that the market wanted to go. Before that, there wasn't really a lot of movement, I wouldn't say there. So yeah, this market does look like it wants to turn down, so it's good for maybe a swing trade, day trading, whatever you want really. Just find your entry, pick a good entry, look at your risk to reward, and watch the levels I've spoken about there. Right, okay, so that's that one done. Let's have a little look at Euro Australian dollar. I think this one is, just for the day trades. Let's have a look down there with that one. Right, okay, so this one, I'm not ready for this one yet. I'm not ready to get involved as such for this one. This one was, I just wanted to point this one out. This was a good one to have a little look at. Supply zone here. Look at these candles, these tails here. Price didn't want to stay on that. It did a little bit. This time, big rejection. Boom. And then here, it kind of broke through rejection. And we've just recently had that rejection. So if we move down to the 4 hourly, it might give a better idea. 1, 2 candle rejection there. Quite nice ones as well. Price really didn't want to go above. I'm not ready to get involved in this. If we see these moving averages swap over, if we can see these moving averages swap like we did here, and here, and here, once we see that, then I'll get involved. And this will push back down to this level here. So when this all falls into place and happens, you're probably going to find your entry is going to be around here, stop loss here, target here. So 1.74 is a good risk to reward. Anything, as long as you're making more than you're losing, that is the most important thing here. So that one is a market to watch as well this week. We may see it happen. Might have to wait a little bit longer. Got to wait for these moves. You can't force them. You can just wait. And all I'm doing here, this is what I see every day. So I see the way the markets move, and I get used to it. They might not go the way I'm saying. Like for instance, this may well. There's nothing stopping it. It could go through here. It could go through here before coming back down. But I'm saying what I want to see happen for me to get involved is I want to see this just curl around here, just like we did here, just like we did here, here. And look at this, we've got more here. This level is a strong level. So like I say, it could push up and hit that, but I'm not, if it does, I'm not involved in it. It's not going to bother me. I'm not involved in that yet. I'm waiting to see that turn on the market before getting involved. Right, okay, let's have a little look. I haven't got this one on the list to look at really. I'm going to have a look at gold. It does interest me quite a lot at the moment. It's a market that you would look at and say it's overbought. My price is a bit high, but when I look at this market, I'm looking at what it's actually doing right now. What I can see is it's doing the opposite to here and here. These levels here. What I'm seeing is this is holding. These levels are going higher and higher. So what I can see happening here, let's get a zoom in on this one. I'm going to go down to the 4 hourly on this one to give you an idea. So there we go. You can see this price is just, we've gotten higher low, higher low, higher low. We've got a higher high and a higher high just about there. So what I can see, we're either going to push out of there, or as you can see here, we had this high and it come back down, but it didn't quite come back in. Then it did, but it didn't really want to. Pushed out again, it come back down, and we had this strong buying candle, this strong bullish candle here, and then the last day failed to push back below. So what we may see happen tomorrow is this market fly out of the traps, see how it opens, see how this one opens. But what I can see is, if we have a look, I've got on here, so we're back on the 4 hourly here. See this green candle here, massive push, massive bullish candle here. Then we've come down, and what we've actually done is, see these areas here. So if we highlight these areas, this was going to be a zone that was going to be hard to break. And what we've done, we've broken out here, come back down, didn't really want to push below, then did, come back up, tested again, went a little bit further down, and then the strong candles pushed it through and we've broken it again. But what we've done, we've come down and we look like we're ready to push on to that next level. What would I do on this? I'd wait until the market opens, see how the market opens, what direction it wants. What you want to see those first few candles, see how it's looking. And if we're going to look from the daily candles, like when you see these sort of candles here, it's come down and pushed back up. So we've already had that massive bullish push, then it's tried to come down and push back up. So there's a lot of buyers now that want to step in, and we're going to see a lot of stop losses get hit before, and it push all the way up there. So keep an eye on gold. I'd imagine I'll be involved in gold this week, maybe tomorrow actually. I'll just wait and see how that one goes. Let's have a look at oil quick before I make a move. So oil at the moment, not really involved in. I do fancy oil to push higher. I do fancy this market to push on up, maybe to, well, I can see us pushing up to around this level at some point, 64, maybe 66. I'm not sure exactly when, but I do think we're going to see this market break out the top side, maybe hit that area, back down, then heading up. We might not stop at that level, we might go straight through it depending on how much momentum there is in the market. That's just one to watch, but yeah, like I say, not involved in that until we see this breakout of this area, because it's consolidated a little bit there. So keep an eye on that one, guys. If you've got any questions at all, just drop me an email, carl@twotraders.com. Catch me in the Telegram group, or on Instagram, wherever's best for you. If there's any markets you want me to look at and give my view on it, then you're welcome to ask me as well, and I'll do that for you, give you a reason. But there are other markets out there that you may want to trade. That's entirely up to you. I was looking at this silver one as well. See, I see things on this that maybe wants to push higher again, like gold. See this area here, it's broken out, come back down, we've got two long tails, boom, it's probably ready to go. But we have had the moving average crossover to come back down, so we see what happens with that one. I don't really trade silver that much. I prefer trading gold, if I'm honest. better results on gold. I think that's it for now. I'm not really trading any of these. Corn was a good one, broke that head and shoulders pattern. I do think that one will come back down probably around this level and then before pushing lower. Platinum as well, I did point that one out a couple of weeks last week, I think. Yeah, so I hit this level, boom, back down, come down to here, I'd imagine. Well, I hope you've all learned something anyway. That's the aim of the game. I'm not here to just provide signals to people. People want signals, that's fine, but you need to learn how to trade, learn how to deal with your emotions, keeping money management, discipline, all of them things in place. If you can't do that, it's not a quick way to make money. A lot of people try and like message and ask how they can make a lot of money quick, and it doesn't work like that. Especially if you risk too much money on trades and things like that, you just end up broke. So I advise anyone that wants to build signals needs to learn how to actually do all that stuff first, and you can do that in our trading course, 7-step trading course as well, which is on our website, Get the Trading Edge. So there. If you want to be added to our Telegram group, just drop me a message and I'll add you into that as well. All right, guys. I will be talking to you in the week, and thanks for listening.